Hi, this is Dr. David Cruz for White Coat Medicine Talks. Today I want to talk about dieting and changing the way you eat. It's very important for people that have any type of chronic medical problem like diabetes or hypertension, high cholesterol, to really understand that a lot of the problems that start as you get older are secondary to your diet. And your diet has to change so that those things can improve. I don't want people relying just on medication to try to control the diabetes, or no exercise and just a pill so that you can get better. And that's what I want to talk about today. As you know, I myself am trying to lose weight. I'm actually doing very well so far, so good. I still have a long way to go as far as my weight loss. My goal, I want to get to 180 pounds. If you look on my other channel, the Alpha Cave, it's actually called Alpha Cave. You can follow it along there, and I will be talking about a book there that's called Bright Line Eating. And that book probably has a little bit different rules than what I'm going to talk about here today, but these are some of the basic guidelines that I would want my patients to follow so that they can improve. So first of all, we have to make a decision to want to change, and we need to say we have to give up food. We can't let the food dictate how we live our lives, and we can't think of each minute of the day about what am I going to eat next. And we have to change that philosophy. And we have to change the philosophy that we have to have a full plate and that we have to have a full meal so that we could actually be okay and content. You really don't need a big full meal to eat. Initially, when you're trying to lose weight, it's a little hard because you want to have the meals where you're used to having your meals. But once you start getting used to it, it took me maybe about a month, and then suddenly I just wasn't getting as hungry anymore, and my meals were getting smaller and smaller and smaller, and that's still going on now. Some of the times that I get hungry, I'm drinking a lot of fluids, and that really helps me get through the day as far as that's concerned. So I think one of the first rules that I have is don't starve yourself, because starvation is not really a diet. It's just kind of putting yourself through suffering. And the idea is not to suffer. The idea is to change the way you eat for life without having to suffer, right? We want to make sure that we're still getting the nutrition we want. We want to get the right calories. We want to make sure we're eating enough sugars, enough carbs, enough fats in your diet, and not really eliminating something because that's the way I'm going to lose weight a lot faster. It's not healthy. It's not healthy if you just go no carbs, and so that's not good for your body. So we need to try to work through that. No starvation is the first rule, basically. The next thing that I try to tell patients, and it's very easy for us to eat throughout the whole day, and any little snacks you pick up, you pass through the kitchen, you pick up a snack, you're at the office, they take some food, you snack on that. And there's no need for that. You don't have any hunger at that time, you just have a craving. They bring a donut, you want to eat a donut. It's just more of a craving or just a habit to have something to put in your mouth to eat. We have to get used to not doing that, no snacking, because we eliminate those calories and it makes it that much easier to lose the weight later. Plus, snacking is really junk food most of the time. And the exception I have here is for diabetics, because diabetics, if you have maybe a small little snack, a small little bit of fruit or something just to keep your sugar up, if you tend to be that kind of diabetic that runs hypoglycemic, and then that would be a problem. But other than that, anybody that's not a diabetic, anybody that doesn't have that type of medical problem, you can probably go just 3 meals a day and not have any issues, and your meals can be small and no snacks in between, and you would be fine. Next, let's go to a big topic. It's no bread, no tortillas, no pastas. When I tell patients that, they usually go, well, what am I going to eat? There's a lot of food to eat out there. There's a lot of things that you can eat that don't have bread, don't have tortillas, and don't have pastas. In fact, if you want to buy a taco because you're used to eating a taco, don't eat the tortilla, eat the inside part, and you'd be fine. You're eliminating all those calories. And bread, don't eat the bread. So sandwiches are out the window, hamburgers are out the window, but you can eat the inside. A lot of people eat a hamburger just with lettuce on the outside. That works. That's very good. And once you get used to doing that, then you get away from eating the bread. This other book I'm reading tells you about how addictive sugar and flour is, and I found that to be rather true, because once you get away from that and you stop eating the sugar and the flour with all the junk food and the hamburgers and all the sandwiches and all these other things that you're eating, you eliminate the bread, you eliminate the tortillas, you eliminate the sugars as much as possible, then you start feeling that you don't get as hungry anymore. And it was just an addiction. Your body craves those foods because it's used to eating those foods. But once you get rid of them, you notice a difference. And it doesn't take long. You just have to be persistent and not want to break the diet, and know that you're going to get to a better level, a better way of eating by eliminating those things. Are things delicious? Yeah, they are delicious, but we have to do away with that stuff. So that's the third thing. Next is exercise. Now, exercise is really important. However, you have to not overdo it. I know there's been times in the past where I started to exercise and then I hurt myself, and then that sets me back months, a year, 2 years, whatever, it sets me back, and then you don't get back to it. So you have to find the exercise that is right for you, that you can modify to not hurt yourself. If you had bad knees, if you have arthritis, you have anything, make sure you modify that diet to fit the exercise, to fit your needs, so that you don't hurt yourself. Now, I wouldn't think that it would be ideal to start with an hour of exercise every single day if you're not used to doing any type of exercise. It tires you out, and then you might make a bad choice as far as what food you eat also, because you're so tired and you're hungry and you just want to get whatever there is. That's not the idea. The idea is to exercise moderately, just to get your body back into the practice of exercising. Once you start doing that, then it becomes easier and easier and easier. I've been doing a stationary bike, and the stationary bike has been very good. I've been increasing the amount of time that I do it and the miles that I do over the last 45, 46 days, and it's been going well, and my weight has been coming down. So that's something that you can find what you can do. And if initially you say, I can't do exercise because I'm really focused on taking care of my meals, concentrating on what I'm going to eat, and have that ready so that you don't have to worry about it, then that'd be great. Bright Line Eating talks about that. Now, that book I would recommend for people that are very addicted to food, that they say they cannot stop eating, that they know themselves that they cannot get away from food. And this book would be very ideal because it teaches you a strategy to get away from thinking about what you're going to eat, to already have things prepared so that you don't worry about what you're going to eat that day anymore, and you just go on ahead and have your meals, and that's it. So that's going to be an ideal thing for those people that have that type of addictive quality towards food. Now let's go on to the next thing. I think it's very important. I do this all day long. I hydrate. It keeps me full, and I feel better with the hydration, and I don't get as hungry either. So that really helps me get through the day without thinking about food, without worrying about what I'm going to be eating next. Now, the next thing I'm going to tell you is, if you're hungry initially, you have to eat. Go on ahead and eat, but know what you're going to eat. Be very conscientious. Don't just say, I'm hungry, I'm going to eat whatever. I'm going to go get a burger. Don't do that. You have to think about what you're going to eat. Incorporate salads into your meal. I don't care if the salads have chicken in it or not. I mean, it's better than going and eating something that's very unhealthy. So eat a salad that has some chicken in it. If that makes you full enough, then you're fine. Then you're doing good. But don't stay hungry initially. Over time, as you're decreasing the amount of calories, you're skipping all these snacks in between, you will get better at it, and your body will adjust, and you will not feel hungry, and you will start feeling more full most of the time, and then you don't have to worry about it. There's been a couple of times that I do get those hunger pains, and you go, oh man, I'm really hungry, I'm really hungry. You know what? You give it 30 minutes, it passes, then you're fine, and your body will start training itself to not get hungry. There's a certain amount of willpower initially that you have to use to get through the first phase of going and changing the way you eat. But you have to know, especially for those people that are overweight, have any medical problems, have diabetes, hypertension, hypercholesterolemia, other medical problems, that changing the way you eat and changing your lifestyle in that manner is going to impact the rest of your life in a positive way. And you actually will do a lot better if you do that. So I encourage everybody to stick with a plan to lose weight, get in better shape. Don't starve yourself. Make sure there's no snacking, no bread, no tortillas, no pastas. Exercise a little bit if you can, or as time goes on, incorporate exercise into it. Make sure you're hydrating well, and make sure that you eat if you're hungry. Don't starve. Don't overdo it. But when you're eating, if you're full, I don't care if your plate's full or empty, but you're full, don't eat the rest. Just leave it behind. I know they say that's a waste, but if you have somebody else to give it to, somebody else wants to eat, there's a pet or something, I don't know, whatever you want to do with that food, but don't eat it. And then later on, you just start serving yourself less and less and less, and then hopefully you'll be fine. But for White Coat Medicine Talks, I'm encouraging everybody to get in shape, get healthy, and take care of yourself. Thanks for watching, and we will try to get more videos on as soon as possible. And thank you so much. Take care. Like and subscribe.